What is a mathematical way to compare quantities? Think about this question during the lesson. Tom's Pet Service takes care of cats and dogs. Currently, there are more dogs than cats. Compare the number of cats to the number of dogs. Then compare the number of cats to the total number of pets at Tom's Pet Service. A ratio is a relationship where for every X units of one quantity, there are Y units of another quantity. A ratio can be written three ways. The quantities X and Y in a ratio are called terms. Use a ratio to compare the number of cats to the number of dogs. What is another way to write this ratio?
Select your answer.
You can also write 14 over 17. This ratio compares one part to another part. Why is the quantity 14 listed first in the ratios? The ratio compares the number of cats to the number of dogs, so you list the number of cats, 14, first. Use a ratio to compare the number of cats to the total number of pets. This ratio compares one part to the whole. What does the term 31 represent? How does this ratio compare one part to the whole? Explain. The term 31 represents the total number of pets. This ratio compares one part to the whole because the number of cats is a part of the total number of pets, which is the whole. Now you know a mathematical way to compare quantities.
What are three ways to write the ratio of the number of dogs to the total number of pets?
We have to determine three ways to write the ratio of dogs to the total number of pets. Always keep in mind that when writing a ratio, whatever is mentioned first in the question or sentence is always going to be the number that is represented first in the ratio. So in this problem, it says dogs to the number of pets. So dogs will be the first number that you write. So according to the picture, the number of dogs is 17. So we have 17 as our first number, and we're going to write it as a fraction over the total number of pets. So the total number would be the number of dogs plus the total number of cats. So 17 plus 14 is 31. So 31. And then it asks us to write the ratio in three ways. So this is just one way, so we need a second way. The second way would be to write the first number and then the colon and the second number. That's the second way. Another way to write the ratio would be in words. So you would write 17 to 31. So these are the three ways that you can write a ratio and how when given a problem.
The ratio of footballs to soccer balls at a sporting goods store is 5 to 3. If the store has 100 footballs in stock, how many soccer balls does it have? What two quantities are being compared in this problem? How would you describe the ratio of footballs to soccer balls in words? The quantities being compared are the number of footballs and the number of soccer balls. For every 5 footballs, there are 3 soccer balls. Use cubes to show the ratio 5 to 3. Use 5 cubes for footballs. Use 3 cubes for soccer balls. How do you know the number of cubes to use? What do you observe about the size of the cubes and what they represent? You use the number of cubes that represents each term in the ratio. The cubes are the same size. Each cube represents the same number. Use the same diagram to represent 100 footballs. What number should you write above each red cube? 100 divided by 5 equals 20. Write 20 above each red cube. Now, use the diagram to find the number of soccer balls for every 100 footballs. Each cube represents the same value, so write 20 below each blue cube. There are 3 blue cubes, so the total number of soccer balls is 3 times 20, or 60. The sporting goods store has 60 soccer balls in stock. Now you know how a diagram can help you solve a ratio problem.
Chen can ride his bike 3 miles in 15 minutes. At this rate, how long will it take Chen to ride his bike 18 miles?
Use a double number line diagram. Here's the double number line. So one represents miles, the other represents the minutes, and show 15 minutes for every 3 miles. So as you can see on each of the tick marks, it is for minutes, it's represented by the multiples of 15, 15, 30, 45, 60, and so on. The top number of miles is in threes because it says he's biked 3 miles in those 15 minutes. So each one of the tick marks for the miles are by 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, and so on. So now we're going to again answer the question of, at this rate, how long will it take Chen to ride his bike 18 miles? So we look at the top of the diagram and you have 18 miles, and you just look directly down and you have 90 minutes. So the number of minutes it would take for him to ride his bike for 18 miles would be the 90 minutes.
Chen's friend Alyssa can ride her bike 2 miles in 7 minutes. Use a bar diagram or a double number line diagram to find how long it would take Alyssa to ride 10 miles if she rides at the same rate.
So it tells us to use a bar diagram or the double number line. So let's do the double number line. And it says Chen's friend Alyssa rides her bike 2 miles. So we'll have one number line that's going to represent the miles that it took her to ride. And then the minutes would represent the second number line. But let's finish with the miles. So miles is 2 miles. So we're going to start with 0. And then for every tick mark, there should be 2 miles because it says 2 miles in 7 minutes. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I'm going to write that at the bottom. And then we need our second number line, which is going to represent the minutes. So we have, again, starting at 0. And the minutes, it says 7 minutes in the 2 miles that she did. It took her 7 minutes. So the first tick mark should represent that. So for 2 miles, she did it in 7 minutes. So every tick mark after, we're counting by 7s. So I'm going to have the same number of tick marks as I do for miles. I'm going to put one here, 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 and here. And I'm going to count by 7s. So 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 54. I'm sorry, 56. Okay, so now we are asked how long it would take Alyssa to ride 10 miles if she rides at the same rate. So we're going to find 10 miles. That is right here. And we're going to go straight down to see how many minutes that is. And what time is that? 35 minutes. So at that same rate, it will take her 35 minutes to ride 10 miles. So 35 minutes would be the answer to the question.